Hey there viewers, a Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Age of the Prime's Animated Ratchet. Now, this essentially, I guess, completes Team Prime from Animated. What do you even call Team Prime? I don't remember. But this essentially sorts out the main five from Animated, because we got Prime, we got Bumblebee, we got Prowl, we got Ratchet, and I guess if you want to count Prime Universe Bulkhead as Animated Universe Bulkhead as well, then we also have Bulkhead. So there you go. So yeah. So, starting off the box. Of course, with the standard Age of the Prime style of packaging. So we got Ratchet here in both modes. Autobot Ratchet. 19 steps. Here we got another picture of Ratchet. I like how they remembered how he's got a broken, I guess, crest there. This side we just have some of the primes. The back, we got a picture of both modes. And yep, he's got all of the tools, which is pretty cool. And that rhymed. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And we're looking at the figure. This is essentially a heavy retooling of Earthrise Trailbreaker. Like, seriously. Like how Swerve was a heavy retooling of Gears, this is a heavy retooling of Trailbreaker. Like, yeah, the skeleton's all there, but the vehicle mode has been entirely redone. I mean, hell, the way that it transforms has been redesigned as well. Because it fixes one of the main flaws that Hoist and Trailbreaker had, which we'll see in robot mode. So, yeah. But, well, looking at the figure itself, of course, it's the ambulance mode. It's got the same symbol right there. Windows are done in that clear, it's not clear, but it's in that like baby blue there. See the front, we've got, oh, I dropped that. But the front, we've got that tow winch there. I'm trying to remember, did he have that in the show? I don't think he did. Like, the headlights are pretty accurate, but yeah, the actual bumper, he's got like a tow line right there, so, okay. Wheels are pretty much the same as Trailbreaker and Hoist, except they're just now unpainted. The doors have been fully retooled. Back, this whole section's been retooled. Got two ports there to plug in weapons if you want to. Can plug in weapons on the side. Underneath, yeah, you can see it's the exact same transformation. Oh, and of course we've got the sirens, which is pretty cool. So yeah, overall, I think the vehicle mode is really nice. Like, they did a good amount of retooling. Now, normally this is where I'd show the accessories and like throw them onto the table. But this guy does something pretty cool. Because if you see there, that's two of the accessories. And right there is another accessory. So this guy has some of the best weapon storage that I've seen in ages. Because, you know, most of the time with weapon storage on figures, you just, bloop, you plop the gun on the top or the side, and that's about it. That's the weapon storage. They just become an armed vehicle, and that's it. But with Ratchet here, you literally hide every accessory within the vehicle, which is amazing. So, for the purposes of this, I'm just going to quickly get every accessory out. So, I've got one in between both legs, got two at the front here. One is hidden under this canopy section, and two are hidden within the canopy section. So, I'm just going to quickly get this untabbed. We're not transforming him yet. This is just so I can get some of the accessories out. So, one is hidden within the canopy. And this will also let me take the other accessory out. And now I can quickly get all this tab back in. Come on. There's like there's a little tab that this goes into. So, there we go. Then, if I go to open this first, there we go. Then if we open this, got two more, and they hide pretty well, because, well, you're supposed to plug one right there on that port, and then one on the other port, so they're sitting like this, which is pretty clever. And then the final two accessories are just like, there we go, they plug there. So there you go. So looking at every accessory, we've got a small hammer, probably to test the reflexes. We've got a small scalpel for surgery. We've got a wrench or a spanner. We've got whatever this is. I don't know, kind of like a tin opener. I don't know, for this lunch break. It's gonna have some like Heinz spaghetti hoops or something. And the two electromagnets. So that's pretty cool. And they all hide within the vehicle mode. Oh. It's not saying flash, but yeah, they all go within the vehicle mode. The electric magnets hide within the canopy. The tin opener hides underneath. The spanner and the scalpel go underneath the bonnet, and a little reflex hammer goes within the legs. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Because they could have easily had it so these just go on the side, like so. But they didn't. It's pretty clever. So, now for comparison, here he is with the original version of the mold, or in this case, here's Trailbreaker. And I'm using Trailbreaker instead of Hoist because, well, these guys both have very similar backpacks. Except this one can be... Well, with Trailbreaker, this can come off and turn into a shield, whereas with Ratchet, that's not the case. It does come separately in the box, but you just attach it once and that's it. But yeah, here's Ratchet and Trailbreaker together. And you can see how much retooling they've done. Like, the bonnets have been retooled, the front grille has been retooled. These window sections have been retooled. The whole side panel here has been retooled. This whole bit has been retooled. So, yeah. Now, honestly, it does make sense that they used the Trailbreaker mold, because even before we knew that we get a new animated Ratchet, I did see customs of Ratchets using this guy as a base, so it does make sense. So yeah. And very quickly, I don't have the original figure, but here's a picture of the original animated Ratchet. And, well, turns out, yeah, he does have a toe line. So, yeah. But I'm going to see with the original figure, that actually had a clear plastic windshield. Kind of like what Trailbreaker had. But they are kind of trying to shy away from clear plastic a little bit. You know, like they're doing some of the 84 Autobots of, they're trying to do the 1984 Autobots with this, baby blue windshields. And, like, full-on plastic instead of clear plastic, because it's not as fragile. Like, they're not fully steering away from it. Smokescreen has it, for example, but, yeah. But yeah, you can see it still has this same symbol, for example. Still has the outline for the wheels, the red roof. So, yeah. But anyway. So, transformation on this guy is almost exactly the same as Hoist and Trailbreaker. There's just one difference, and that's how the arms work. Like, the arms themselves transformed the exact same, but if you remember, Hoist and Trailbreaker have this weird flap on them. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, you see this weird flap thing. Like, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't even fold up or whatsoever. Like, it's meant to emulate how they had that weird flap thing on the original toy. But it kind of ends up looking awkward, because they don't have that. Like, Trailbreaker doesn't have it on the show, for example. Well, with Ratchet, they actually rectified that. So, to start, I'm just going to transform it like I usually transform Hoist and Trailbreaker. So I'm just going to take the front bonnet, lift that up. Try and untab these from the back wheels here. And then, yeah, we can splay those out. Untab the back wheels like so. Move the entire back section down. Then they just rotate around, forming his legs like so. Pause your recording so you can sneeze. Now what I like to do is I like to move this down again so I can move this down so there's some clearance. There we go. And you can see what I mean. Like, the panel's pretty much being moved to the legs, which is really good. Yeah, just move the arms down. But now, I'm going to lift this backpack up. Rotate the head up. And that's meant to tab into place, although it's kind of tricky to do. There we go. Just double hinge that up. And then this is meant to tab into here. You can see that. So I'm going to go into that little hole. And, well, here we have Ratchet in robot mode. And yeah, that transformation, I mean, I guess the job's done, so... Okay, there we go. Tilting my camera up a little bit so we can see him better. But yeah, you can see with Ratchet, immediately, those panels that Trailbreaker had, they're just... Yeah, they're now on the legs. But yeah, also looking at... Just looking at the figure, yeah, it's Animated Ratchet. It's... So, yeah. Of course, it's got the backpack, which is intentional because you're meant to either store the electromagnets in there, as well as storing the gear if you're not using it, which I'll show soon. Now looking at the head is sculpted amazingly. Like, some of the other animated head sculpts have been sort of like Prowl comes to mind because he was sort of G1ified. Prime as well was sort of G1ified, but Bumblebee was sort of done well, but the mouth was kind of weird. But Ratchet, like, this Ratchet head sculpt is honestly really, like, they did a really good job with this. They even managed to capture the little broken off horn there, or crest, or whatever it's meant to be, antenna. I think it's meant to be a crest. Like, you can see, it's molded to be broken off, like in the show. Like, seriously, that's amazing. So, yeah. So, giving him his accessories. First of all, let's start with the two electromagnets. Now, yeah, you can store them in the back as well. So you can have one there and then one on top. But their intended place is the two, like, forearms. So you just plug one there. Or, in fact, hang on, what I'll do is I'll plug one on this arm, because I want to try something. Because, of course, we do have Legacy Lockdown. Can I plug this on? Ah, there we go. So you could give him the EMP from Lockdown, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the intended thing to plug into is the electromagnets. Oh, there we go. So yeah. And yeah, they kind of look like horseshoes, but they do look pretty cool in the arms. And then, of course, we also have the, I guess, other accessories. Like, for example, the little hammer. Or the tin opener. Again, if he's wanting some Heinz beans. But usually what I do, kind of like with the original toy, there's 4 ports in the back. See, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what you can do, we can just plug these on the back here, and then these ones can plug onto the side, like so. So now it's like the original figure. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, there's no handheld weapons, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Autobots didn't even use guns in Animated, so... But yeah, that just means that there's no blast effects today. In fact, hell, there's no ports in the feet for blast effects. So, But anyway... Now, let's just put him with Trailbreaker. And again, we can see how much they've retooled. Like, obviously the heads, the shoulders, well, this part at least, because we got the, added siren. The beer bellies being completely retooled, it seems. I want to say the shoulders? Yeah, the shoulders have been retooled because there's no ports here anymore. But we still have these little pimples, I guess, if you want to look up lots of effects. Forearms, I think, are the same. And, okay, most of the stuff in the waist down looks to be the same. Although the feet are new. And we do have some added stuff on the side of the leg. So, most of the stuff in the waist up is completely different. From the crotch down to, I want to say here is the same. The shins are mostly the same, but they have some added stuff, and then the feet are completely new. So, yeah. And of course, as you can see, they changed how the weird panel thing works. And, well, here he is with the original toy. And honestly, yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. Because they did reference the what tools gimmick. It's even the same tools. So, yeah, although the original toy does have some weird, like, shoulder pylon stuff. So, plus, I'm pretty sure the original figure had the electromagnets, like, come out of the hands, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. But, yeah, this guy's overall pretty good update, in my opinion. But how was the articulation? So, head's on a ball joint, so he could look around, kind of look up and down. Sure, these are getting in the way, but the arms can do a full 360. You can do a T-pose, or that, if you really want. Bicep rotation. Elbows. It's hard to tell with the electromagnet in the way, but yeah, wrist rotation, waist rotation. He can kick forward, kick back, and I think this has been retooled so it doesn't get in the way of the legs. Yeah, because yeah, on Trailbreaker it does sort of get in the way, but with Ratchet here, that's not the case. So, but anyway, you can do the splits, fire rotation, knee joint. If you include the transformation joint, then it's a double knee. And of course, pivot at the ankle. So yeah, overall, I really like Ratchet. It's probably because I really like the animated updates. Hopefully we'll get to lead the Ultra Magnus one day. But honestly, I think that this is probably one of the best like animated upgrades. Like Prowl was B was pretty decent. I liked Optimus. But this, I think this is probably one of the best ones. Like, he looks like Animated Ratchet. So, yeah. Plus, the transformation's fun, because it's the Trailbreaker mold. He's got all the stuff from the original toy. So, yeah. So, yeah, just like with Swerve, my previous review, I think this is a fun desk toy. Now, I do have some complaints. Now, namely, it's because the complaints held over from Trollbreaker, but for unique complaints, honestly, maybe if there was like a better way for the transformation to work, because if it being the same transformation, things do get kind of awkward. Namely, trying to like tap these into the legs now. It's kind of awkward. Also, well, maybe if he came with like an actual like I can't speak. Maybe if he came with an actual EMP instead of like having to borrow from Lockdown, but that one's just a nitpick. Because overall, do I recommend this guy? Absolutely. Like, come on, this guy looks amazing. He's fun to transform if you can get past like just tapping into this. He's fun to pose. He looks really well. Like, he looks really good on an. I can't even speak. On an animated shelf. That's really tough to say. Yeah, he'll look really good with your other animated figures. Probably because he's one of the most accurate ones. So yeah, and as I said, fun desk toy. So now hopefully they'll do like Arcee to go with him. Probably, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, but I don't know. But still, definitely recommend this guy. So, this has been my review on Age of the Prime's Animated Ratchet, and this is a Transformers fan signing off.